Well, hey everybody, it's Tuesday. I hope y'all survived this nut house job of a weather pattern we've had. My camera was crooked just now. That was weird. It was like something like that. I don't know. Anyhow, hey, bear with me. My brain's not working. I just had a nap. I like it. Naps are good. Jeff looks like he needs a nap. Just saying. You'll see it. You'll see it. He's purdy today. I love it. All right. Anyhow, we'll be right back. You know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these things. We do these commercials in hi.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charley from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
So we started looking for a way to save money on fuel. And we were turned on to the ES Advantage program for fuel first. So we got a hold of Jeff Reese, and he ran us through that program. And man, we were starting to save. And then we started talking to them. Well, we saw their website, and we said, Jeff, what's this thing about insurance and accounting and
Right.
You lease trucks? What?
Right. And that's the thing is we only knew it as a fuel card. And when we started digging deeper, I mean, we ended up getting hooked up with an insurance provider, Seabright Agency, and they created an entire insurance program just for us and our people. And from that, we've learned that, you know, now there's even more potential. There's a greater opportunity, and it's completely opened up our eyes and broadened our vision into what it is we're trying to do, which is help people do better. Wrapped with the ES community just makes that process so much easier.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
And we're back. Ready? Here comes Jeff. That face is great. Oh man, I love your face.
You're having fun down there, Charlie. Freaking thinking that it's cold when it's like 60 degrees.
Dude, wait. To be in all fairness, we are at 48 right now. Woke up to 30 this morning at the house. Just saying, that's not the normal here. It might as well be minus something here for us.
So I'm at 27, and by 6 a.m. it's supposed to be 8.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we're getting down to 30. Oh, 29, Jeff.
Sun rises at 7:23 a.m. and at 8 o'clock it's supposed to be 7. Figure that one out.
Yeah. We got a 7:20 sunrise, 29 degrees. So, look, compared to what we're used to, I think we're actually pretty close to the same level. But I get it. Them single digits, man, that ain't no joke, dude. That just hurts.
Well, you know, you've spent time up north, Charlie. There comes a point to where it's just cold.
Right.
You can't really tell the difference anymore.
Right.
By the time your nostrils are freezing together, it's just cold.
Yeah, kind of over it.
It's the same as the heat, like in Phoenix. At a certain point, it's just hot.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even I'll admit that, and I love the heat. So I'm just saying, good Lord. Although Rosie and I did go out on a hike one day. It was 112 in Phoenix, and they were telling everybody in Phoenix, do not go outside. Do not go hiking. Just stay home. to the point where Rosie and I came out of this trailhead to a news crew looking at us going, what? I'm just saying, it was funny. I mean, we probably both almost died, but Rosie definitely was very, very, she was quite parched by the time we got it. Let's say it that way. And we went in with lots of, we had our water, Camelback and everything. I almost called it a water blibbit. Oh, that's old school right there. Yeah. So I know you had a hell of a time. I'll share my quick little stories about this nonsense this time around. And Chris, you shut up. I don't even care. I didn't bring this mess. I came back to it. I left. It was 74 degrees that night.
Yeah.
And we went to Huntsville, and at 4:30 a.m. Huntsville time, Rosie pulled into that little there's a little crappy pilot there in Priceville, and that's a terrible pilot, by the way. And we did our little seat swappy thing, and I headed into Huntsville. While we were there, the ice started to hit. We'd just finally gotten really cold, and there were little bits of ice falling out of the sky, right? And I'm driving down. I went up 65, got to the bridge, the long river bridge. Wasn't bad. It was okay. So I just kept on moving along, right? Nothing was really sticking yet. Hung that right on 565 and went all the way across town to the Huntsville South store, I think they call it. Sits up on top of a hill in kind of a bowl. I was really dreading because there's this crazy hill I have to get up that I can never go more than like 19 miles an hour up because, you know, steep. And I was really dreading that hill. Like I was thinking, oh man, it's going to get ugly up there, you know, and I'm going to have to chain or something to get down. And this is ridiculous. I got up there, it was perfectly dry and warmer than it was everywhere else around. Heat was apparently sitting in that bowl. And I'm like, well, this is great. So I don't know. I left there at like 8:11 that morning. Finally got unloaded and left that store. On my way to the second store now. Now I'm dreading that hill, right? Because I'm like, man, this stuff's been going on for a long time. It's still warmer up on the hill, no ice on the ground. But I'm like, oh, you know, that hill, it's out there facing the weather and stuff. And hill was dry. Got down the hill, no problem. Got to the bottom, drove 2 blocks, and that's where the ice sheet started. The freeway was closed. 565 was closed. Normally 20 minutes to get me to the second Huntsville store. Took me an hour at 15 miles an hour.
Wow.
It was awesome. Hi, Ida. And it was fantastic because I want to say that I saw about 100 people are wrecked out, sitting in banks and parked and, you know, like just screwed, right? And during that hour drive, I personally witnessed about 20 lose it and hit things and get stuck and slide off in the weird directions. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. People were just driving like nut jobs for no reason. You know, I stopped at 2 red lights because I was slow rolling up to every light that I saw that was right ahead of me. I'm already doing 15. I slowed down to like 7, right? Hoping that thing would change to green. And all of them did before I got there. So I didn't have to stop except for 2 lights. The first one I stopped at was a left turn light. And everybody next to me, there was 2 lanes on the right, 1 lane on the left. 3 vehicles, all spinning tires trying to get going. Sliding sideways toward me. I'm just like, chug, 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 chug. The light turned red before I even had the whole tractor out of the crosswalk, right? My left turn signal. I just kept going, man. I'm not stopping. If I stop, it's over, right? Yeah. Head down that road, and there's a bread truck. Class 8, you know, trailer, everything. I just remember it saying some bread brand on it. And we're going up this little tiny incline. And for whatever reason, I watched the dude tap the brakes. Oh, man, it was over for that dude. He ended up just stuck. Didn't see if he actually started going backwards, which I think is probably what happened. I just kept going, man. Just kept going, kept watching people. Cops weren't even stopping for these cars.
Wow.
They kind of look over and they're like, everybody's moving. They're waving.
whatever, and just keep. There was just so many. I mean, there's nothing you could do for these people, and it just seemed to me they
That
were all
right
doing
there,
it to
there's
themselves.
nothing you can do for these people, Charlie.
Ah, right. But yeah, it was crazy, dude. I got out of there fine. I mean, just moved really slow, right? And then we ran down. Second load was up to Atlanta. I got people of Atlanta. I want to thank you. Atlanta told everybody, stay inside, don't come outside, don't drive unless you absolutely have to. It was like the peak of COVID in Atlanta where the 285 was empty. There were like 3 cars. And even better, the roads were treated. So there wasn't the ice.
Well, everybody's afraid of ice right now.
Right? The road was treated. There was nobody out there. And it was just fantastic. I saw what you did. I was letting that go, Jeff. But yeah, and so then, and from Atlanta, I had to go to Birmingham because, reasons. And then back to Oxford, Alabama. When I left Atlanta, it was like 30 degrees, something like that. By the time I got to Birmingham, it was 57 degrees and a crazy torrential downpour. Like, I mean, crazy. It was like, oh my God, thunderstorm. Left there, went to Oxford. It just rained. It was annoying. And it was like down to like 40 something. And then by the time I had to backhaul in Atlanta, and it was down to like 30 something by the time I got there again. It was something else. And then yesterday was just stupid cold. I did a Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and a Milo's backhaul. Completely dry roads the whole time. Snowing almost the entire time. Little tiny, cute little tiny snowflakes that were just fluffy and floating. They're doing the typical snowflake thing, right? With the little, right? But they were tiny. Normally when you see it up there, you think it's snowing, but it's just super heavy, icy, crystal, crunchy crap, right? No, it was tiny little snowflakes. It was cute. And then, yeah, it was, but the roads were completely dry. So it was awesome. And my backhaul was only 1 pallet of Milo's tea. That was a great Milo's backhaul. Hi, everybody. By the way, that name is too long. No, I don't want to take photos. So I'm going to say your name is Take Photos. Okay. Craig, what's up? Chris, good to see you, buddy. Matt Nissen, I know, was in there. Who else was in there? Dennis Lewis, good to see you. Matt Nissen, nice to see you. Michael Fowler. I saw Trucker Tim pop in there for a minute. Said he's at a restaurant. He's at home, blah, blah. Yeah, Ida, exactly. We had snow, ice, rain, and tornadoes. All at the same time. It was crazy.
You had tornadoes, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Look, Trucker Tim, I was surprised to see a tornado warning in Oxford, Mississippi the other day. Yeah, it was nuts, man. This weather was something else. Well, like I said, I left Lake City, it was 74 degrees. And when we got to Montgomery, it was 30 degrees. And getting colder as we moved, right? So all that cold air coming in, hitting that warm air coming off the Gulf, I couldn't believe that it wasn't like Armageddon tornado stuff, to be honest. Because that seemed unseasonably warm to be hitting that cold. But we're all alive. And now, Jeff, tell us about the saga. The saga of Virginia.
Can you hear me?
Yes? Yep.
I forgot to plug in my mic.
Oh, yeah, it was a little weird earlier, but I just thought, I don't know, it was doing weird things. But it's definitely on the lapel now.
Oh, man. So I got to Raffine, the big Petro there, Saturday night, just as the snow was starting. And, I'm looking at my trucker's path, and every truck stop past that is just jam-packed. So I stopped there thinking, well, okay, I got to deliver in Jersey on Monday. So we'll camp out here and we'll see what tomorrow looks like.
Right.
Some guy gets stuck right in front of me. Another guy gets stuck behind me. So I can go nowhere. Guy in front of me finally got out of the way Monday morning. And so I'm like, okay, this is my shot. Let's lock the differential and go, right?
Right.
Oh no, I get out of my spot just fine, and I'm doing what you do, you know, trying to get through. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Go to the end of the row, and there's 3 trucks stuck, blocking my exit. I got nowhere to go but forward. So luckily, there was 2 empty spots right in front of me. So I just gunned it and hit one of those spots head in.
Good Lord.
And then, so there was a car hauler and a flatbed that was blocking my way.
That already sounds like a good joke setup.
And, you know, so the tow truck guy is out there saying, hey, you want me to tow you out? $500. $500. The flatbed guy didn't pay up until about noon today. He finally said, all right, screw it, man. Just get me out of here.
That's funny.
So, the other thing that happened Sunday night after I got into another parking spot, which I don't know if you're familiar with the Raffine truck stop, but unless you park up by the fuel island, which there's never any parking there unless you're there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, it's about a quarter to a half mile walk to get inside. My second spot was in the back 40, so now it's more like 3/4 of a mile to walk inside. So here's what bothered me about this whole thing, though, Charlie. You know what the Petro did?
Uh-huh.
They plowed the fuel islands, and they plowed around their shop. And that's it.
Yep. Screw everybody else.
Good luck to the rest of you. Guess you'll be here till spring.
Right?
Like, doggone it, we're going to make sure we can make money.
Make sure you tip your waitress.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. I was talking to the guy at the fuel line. He's like, yeah, some drivers are really pissed. Our manager's been kind of getting abused by guys. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to abuse anybody, but I will let you know I'm not happy about this. You guys hired a guy to come in and plow, and you only did the stuff that makes you money. That's it. Now let's talk about the kickbacks you're probably getting from the tow truck drivers.
Right.
For leaving us all out there like that. You know,
there's got to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, here's the thing, Charlie. If I had been pointed the other direction, if I come in the other way, I probably could have gotten out yesterday.
Right.
But because I was pointed the way I was,
right,
that was where the trouble spot was.
Yeah. I think it was your fault. You probably created that just because that's why you were pointed there.
Yeah, Trucker Tim, that's where we were going out because you know what? There was people stuck on the normal exit.
Right.
There was a bobtail guy that was stuck there for 2 days.
Yeah. That would suck so bad.
I'm surprised he didn't get hit. Because on the approach, on that little road that goes behind the truck stop and then back around to the fuel islands in the front, there's barely enough room for 2 trucks when there's no snow. And then, of course, so I'm waiting for the last guy in front of me to get towed out. I'm on bare pavement now. I'm just waiting for this guy to get towed out because he's getting towed out of a spot that's got snow piled in front of him. So the tow truck driver gets him out of that situation, and they stop to do the paperwork and the payment and all that stuff. Well, to his left, there's a big freaking snow pile. And me, I'm just, whatever, the dude's got to pay his bill. I'll just wait. I don't care.
Right.
This other dude, oh no, he's in a hurry. Goes around to the left, right? Hits that snowbank and starts spinning out. And the tow truck driver's like, that's okay, I'll get him out too.
Right. Cha-ching.
But, all he had to do was wait 5 minutes
Yeah.
while they did their payment transaction, right?
Patience.
Oh, and the guy that blocked me, so he was trying to do the same thing I was. He was trying to gun it to get in next to me. But of course he stopped
Yeah.
and spun out. I'm talking to him. And he's like, well, I don't want to get pulled out because that's another incident at my company.
Oh God.
And I'm like, well, I don't think that this is going to like hurt you or nothing.
Right. That's
So I'm
like
talking-
charging him for a jump. You know what I mean? Making
Yeah.
that an incident. That's crazy.
So I found out why he was worried about that though. And I'm gonna paraphrase him because this old boy,
Yeah.
he was probably just under 60, just a little older than us. Said he'd been out on the road for like 28 years. So it's not his first rodeo.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, I talked to my safety guy and they said not to worry about it. Those other 2 incidents were accidents, and this isn't an accident.
Oh God.
And that's when I just like, okay, man.
Maybe you were lucky he didn't get any further than he did.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe he finally learned to stop.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
God.
that was what I was afraid is because I had to back out of that spot because I was that guy. I was head in, which I don't normally do. But what choice do you have in the snow, right?
Look,
I was
but
afraid
explain
because
how you ended up head in that spot
Huh?
in detail. Explain how you ended up in the second spot, because I think you just kind of glassed over that.
Oh, so I got out of my spot just fine, and I was doing, about 5 miles an hour, keeping pressure on forward momentum, right? Guy in front of me just stops, cold. And it's one of those things, those of you that have been in this situation know, you go into autopilot, man. I turned that wheel to the right, put a little more throttle in it to get a little more momentum to get past him, and
Right.
just boom, right into that spot, man.
Yep. It was perfect. Just an empty spot there.
Just perfect. It was right in front of me at that point. Then I went back to talk to him. He's like, these MFers, he's pissed. And he's talking about that flatbed and that car hauler.
Right.
He saw it just as he was going to make the turn. He's like, oh, crap, I can't make that.
Oh,
And
no.
slammed on the brakes and dug himself in.
Yeah, that just sucks, man. So now there's 3 stuck at that exit.
Yep.
God.
Well, one of the things that the tow truck guys, they were using 2 exits. So there's a Blue Beacon there. Now, Blue Beacon hired a guy, and their driveway was perfectly just
Oh, I bet it was.
no ice at all. So the tow truck drivers were towing them to the do not enter sign
You're right.
for that, and they were going the wrong way down the one-way road to get out.
Yeah, makes sense. And that's why
One
Jeff
truck
was
in,
like-
two trucks enter, 1 truck leaves, man.
Yes.
But
Oh,
I tell you, I was telling you, Charlie, earlier, that truck stop's like the Roach Motel right now.
Yeah.
Truckers can come in, but they can never leave.
right.
And that was the thing, if it were me, and so I talked to the GM, and I talked to several of her employees, and she's a new GM there, and she said these exact words: "I think I'm over my head today."
Look, that's crazy right there.
Well, apparently the normal snowplow guy, his pickup broke down 2 days ago. I'm like, well, you got a cat in here to do that other stuff.
Right.
How about you just keep on going with that blade?
I really thought you were going to say that the snowplow guy was snowed in.
No.
That would have been great. Hey, T-Bone, good to see you, buddy. Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that was an adventure and a half.
That was something else, man. I just kept on chugging along, just
Yep.
slow and steady. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not there anymore, Tim. I'm at the pilot 30 miles down the road. Like I say, I didn't get out of there until 1 o'clock. So between here and Jersey, there's not a whole lot of parking. And you know that those two TAs in Delaware, good luck.
Right.
I mean,
Hey, double meat. Jeff has chains. Problem is, the people that didn't have chains wouldn't chain up, couldn't get out. They're blocking the exits. He can't get around them, can't get through, nothing. That's the problem.
yep.
Jeff knows how to chain. He don't want to chain, but he knows how to chain.
I'm so lazy. I got auto socks, man.
Yeah, you know. But that was did you know good because those other people were just blocking it all.
Well, it was so full of ruts, though, Charlie. The guy, even guys with chains, were spinning out.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys that chained up and tried to get out, and they couldn't. So,
I think the worst of mine was at my second Huntsville store. I started to back in the dock, and as I'm backing in, I tapped the brake to slow down so I didn't slam into the building, of course, right?
mm-hmm.
And the truck just started sliding, and it was when the trailer tires hit the dry pavement where they had salted and stuff down there.
Right.
Everything stopped. So Jeff brought up a funny point. I could have had a reverse jackknife because the brakes were working in the back and nothing in the front. So I stopped, pulled forward, got out of there, and made them come salt everything before I would get in there. So that took like 40 minutes for someone to walk from the front to the back to do that. But, you know, whatever. It was fun. That was the extent of my really hard stuff, to be honest. Other than I just drove slow. I mean, the fastest I think I drove that day above Priceville was like 45 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
I had people passing me at like 70, 80, watching them slide out on bridges. You know, I'm just like, bye. There's 3 lanes, Joe. I'm just going to keep on chugging along. It didn't make any sense, you know. And most of that time I said, like, it went from the first store to the second store, it was like 15 miles an hour. It took me an hour to get over there. It's like, whatever. Oh, everybody calling out at their stores, you know, and it was something else. You know what threw me off was Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. They had massive call outs yesterday because the prediction was ice storm, blah, 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 right? But the roads were absolutely dry.
Right.
And nobody even looked outside to say, oh, I'm going to work. They're just like, oh, look, snow day. So whatever. Oh, yeah. Well, yes and no, because once I got to where it was safe, Chris, I was making up time, dude.
Well, that and like for me, Charlie, you know, I've got the APU on the truck.
Right.
But it was 4 degrees yesterday.
God.
So I didn't really trust it to keep the block warm, you know. So I was idling in the truck all day yesterday. So I ended up with 3.1 on this fuel up.
Good Lord.
But hey, you know, I texted the truck owner and I said, okay, I'm out. And no damage to our equipment, which, in case you didn't know, is a thing.
Right.
And he responded with, well, I appreciate that.
That might be worth the bonus. I'm just saying.
Hey, a little storm delay pay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and here's what really sucks, Charlie. If it wasn't for this storm, this would have been a 2,500 mile week for me.
Yeah.
So that's about, with the rates on these loads, about $6,000 in revenue is what I should have been looking forward to this week. Didn't happen because of the freaking storm. And now, cycles being what they are, instead of delivering on a Monday, I'm delivering on a Wednesday in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get out of there in the next day or two.
Oh,
They actually had me stacked if I could have delivered today,
right,
going down to Georgia after this, but I couldn't get out until about 1 o'clock. So
right. God, that's just brutal, man.
well, and I was telling you, this is the first time I've been stuck for this long.
Right.
I take that back. I was stuck in a really bad blizzard in Walcott, Iowa when I first started driving. I think that was 4 days.
Wow.
I mean, like literally, like it was. I had been on the road for less than 6 months, and I get in this blizzard, and the truck stop was so packed that going into the restaurant in there for the buffet, they were asking, "Hey, do you mind sitting with another driver? Because we don't have room."
Right.
I'm like, "No, that's fine." So I sat with this old guy that's been out for like since Jesus was here, one of those guys. I told him I was new. He's like, "I'll tell you what, driver, you don't leave till I leave. You tell Swift that you hooked up with an old timer," and he said, "You don't leave till he leaves." And I told that to Dana, and Dana said, "That sounds like a good idea."
Right.
Oh no, I just got the flu.
That sucks. I was just texting her. Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
Pete's got the flu. Or as we like to call it in our household, influenza.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, it's something else this week.
I was trying to pull up pictures off my phone, but my little app isn't working too great.
Maybe you need a bigger app. My bad. Can't help it. You said little app. I had way worse jokes floating in my head instantly.
I'm sure you did.
I think the worst storm I had was, Jeff, it was that Texas ice doom day.
Yeah.
When I went down there and I was on a load board load at the time. That was even better.
Mm-hmm.
And Rosie and I got stuck there for several days. And what's worse is while I was there, my ECM went out. So I couldn't even get in. I couldn't run the truck. And there was no power where we were at. The Flying J wouldn't let anybody in to use the restrooms. There was a hotel across the street and a taco truck out front. The taco truck was making a fortune.
I bet. They would have had all my money.
Right? And we went to the hotel and we're like, well, screw it. We got to get a room because we can't stay in the truck. It's too cold. And they're like, we have no power. We have no heat. We have no water. But we'll rent you a room. You just have to know that you're not getting any of that stuff. And it was still warmer than being in the truck. So, Oh, but that was the worst. I think that was three days or something like that. And yeah, after that, I'm like, I don't ever want to have to deal with this kind of crap again. And then, by the way, I went out to the truck and the ECM just started working again. Like I was on the phone talking to Michelle. I'm going to need a new truck. I don't want to lease a new truck, but Chewy's dead. I don't have the money right now because it was, kind of a bad stretch right before that. I was running solo loads when I'm used to running team loads at the time because I was testing this new load board. And yeah, I didn't have the money to do an ECM if that's what had to happen. Oh, God. I was stressing the hell out. It was great. Sean Furman made it to Franklin, Kentucky. Nashville destroyed by ice. Trees down everywhere. Craig said he's used to it.
Yeah. So this is something, Charley and I have talked about. And once you've been out as long as I have, there's people that have been out longer. Sure. I've been out. It'll be 20 years in October.
Right.
And I've had the one accident that if you're in the group, about.
Yeah.
And all that time. So part of me feels like my number's up, bro.
Right.
Just like statistically speaking.
Yeah. Look, they flat out say this again, following statistics. So statistically speaking, it's not a matter of if you're going to be involved in an accident. It's a matter of when.
Oh, you remember when we first met Tony? I
Yeah.
thought he was going to fly to Oregon and beat my ass for saying that I'm a safe driver.
Right?
I don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah.
He was going to go to blows with me on that.
Right? I don't know if I can officially say this or not, but you brought up Tony's name. Our insurance should not be increasing or decreasing again this year, guys. So good on you. I believe what Tony told me was we renewed flat.
Yep. That's how many years in a row? 2?
3.
3?
Yeah. So we are doing fantastic things, which is apparently unheard of with a brand new insurance group. Because one, we started with a low rate being brand new, and we've renewed flat 3 years consecutive, which is like not normal.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the increases that people have seen in the industry, and we just haven't seen them with our
Yeah, we're under 4.5. I think it's like 4.2 something. I don't remember the exact number. So yeah, we should be renewing flat when we come to our renewal period, which is, I think, what is it, like February, March, April, somewhere around there. I can't remember. We have a weird renew time. So yeah, good job, all you on the Seabright Insurance. We love you guys. Thank you. I mean, we've had our share of claims and totals and things like that, but you know, again, statistically speaking, it's been balanced well enough that we didn't go up. I mean, I'd love to go down. We almost went down last year, and then or the year before, and then we had a big wreck right at the end.
Yep. Yeah. And you know, because it's got our name on it, we hear about every claim.
Right.
So I'm actually pretty impressed with you guys, because I thought that we were going to get phone calls every day. Got another claim.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
you know,
and back then Jeff was at Swift still, so we were both Swift guys. It was insane. Like, I mean, you know, we were always combating the, oh God, every Swift truck's a crash waiting to happen, blah blah blah. But then when we started this insurance, we're like, man, is this gonna like be crazy or what? You know, and man, you guys are awesome, man.
Well,
seriously.
you know, Tony did explain to us that there's a difference between company guys and owner operators and how we take care of our trucks. And so it didn't surprise him at all that our loss rates, is what they call them, in the insurance business, was lower than what Charlie and I thought they were going to be.
Right.
You know, you got ownership in your business and your truck, even if you're just leasing, you still have ownership there.
Right.
I mean, guys just take better care of their equipment when they've got that ownership component.
Yep. No, I don't want to take photos. Yeah, 200 weekly with an accident. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, I think my total right now is like 992, I think it was. I have to look because I don't remember it for whatever reason. I'm just happy to pay it, and I know it's lower than it was on my 23. You know, which made no sense in my brain, but whatever.
You'll take it though.
Oh, absolutely. And that's with 2 people on OCAC and double on the accident forgiveness or whatever that one was. I can't remember the name of it because I'm not smart.
The business protection plan or whatever.
No, the other one for the, like, if your truck's totaled, get you home and all that stuff, because we have 2 drivers.
Oh, the accident plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that's, you know, an extra $150 a month for me, just those 2 alone, for having a second person. You know, those aren't fluctuating prices at all. It's not based on your driving or anything like that. It's just, you know, I think the OCAC is $130 and the other one's $25. So, you know, yeah, it's for real. I thank you for real. Thank you, everybody. I just said, hearing all this, I now know I've been blessed. Was never shut down for more than a day or so till they opened the roads in Wyoming. Sydney, Nebraska felt like home. I stayed there so many times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sydney.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, it's funny. We were probably running that same area at the same time, Ida. And yeah, Sydney was like a second home. I spent a lot of time at that Sap Brothers.
I like that Flying J at 107. That's one of my favorite places to stop.
I just really liked the bathrooms and the shower at the Sap Brothers. They were just nice, you know?
Yeah, Sap Brothers pretty nice.
Every now and then I'd go stay over at the Cabela's, you know, store there just because they had huge truck parking and everything else was full. So, you know, you'd just end up there. And that was great because they were like, yeah, come on, truckers, you're fine. I wonder if
I get my wild game burger.
Right? I had a thing for buffalo burgers, man. They were fabulous.
Yeah, their elk burger was really good.
Yeah. Let's talk some numbers. 2,500 miles a week times $1.60 a mile, 37, 800 truck payment, 200 insurance, 1,500 fuel.
That seems awful high for fuel.
Right?
Like double. What kind of fuel mileage you getting? That's what I want to know. Because at 2,500 miles, let's say it's 8 miles per gallon. That's 312 for 12 gallons. And let's go high. Those of you on ES aren't paying this, by the way. Times $3 a gallon is only $937.50.
Yeah, my average not using ES this week was I want to say we came in right at $3 a gallon for the highs and the lows that I had, because I had, you know, fuel at 289 at one point and others that were just over $3. So I'm just throwing it out of my butt, a $3 average, because it seems like the middle spot for him. But
yeah,
you know,
yeah, I've been paying. I think the highest I've paid this week was $2.98. And you know, as you get closer to the East Coast, it just gets more expensive. So
right. I mean, I could log into my fuel app probably. That would be smart, huh? Look at me, fancy. You know what? I didn't put my new shortcut in here. I changed a bunch. If any of you didn't notice, I changed the mobile version of the app. So much more user friendly right now. Way easier to read things. Like on your fuel log, it used to be a table and you had to scroll to see everything from that fuel up. Now they're cards that individually show up on your screen for each fuel up. You just scroll up and down. You don't have to scroll left or right. Touch the card, get all the detail from that fuel up right there. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Based on the numbers that he's showing and adjusting the fuel to $1,000 instead of $1,500 just to be safe, that's still $2,400 a week.
Right.
Now you have more expenses than that. If you're at Swift, you've got your communications, pre-pass, whatever else you guys have there these days. So you got to take that into account as well.
So here, actually, with a brand new truck, let me pull up that window that I had earlier. I mean, you know what? We love to talk numbers, and we'll talk real numbers. I mean, that's.
We need to get to Chris's question here pretty soon too.
Go for it. Throw it up while I do this.
So Chris wants to know, what do they do for the 300,000 mile service on a transmission? So there's a couple of things they're going to do. They're going to change the transmission fluid, and I'm going to tell you that when you do this, make sure they have the one that's authorized for that transmission. Okay, because I learned a long time ago that Swift doesn't always have the quote proper fluid. Now they say that it's okay, but the mechanics I've talked to say nay, eat their money.
Right.
Use the one that the driver's manual says to use. So make sure they got the right fluid. There's also a couple of O-rings and things like that they swap out during that service. So It's one of those that I highly recommend that you do not skip.
Right.
You don't want transmission problems.
So my weekly at Swift, because I just had a 0 week, 760.82 for all of my fixed expenses. And that's actually adding 32.65 in excess mileage weekly right now, because we're over that way.
Right. The excess mileage. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'll leave that in there. So let's call it 760.82. That does not account for my insurance, which is 992. So I got to do math. I apologize. I pay monthly, not weekly. So let's call it 992.
Times 12 divided by 52.
Yep.
Make sure you do it right.
Oh God, the ones that don't drive us nuts. 228.92 for all of my insurance weekly. So add that to 760.82. That's 989.74 weekly nut. Hi, baby. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if I could go to this week's settlement, except fuel surcharge isn't in there yet, but whatever. Oh, Ida and her magic people fixed my settlement, and you're fantastic. Just saying.
Awesome.
Wait, let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, I'm on pending. And the fuel surcharge is there, so that's good. So we ended up doing 2,900 miles for the week. I had that 7 whatever it was carryover from the week before, because that was a 0 week, and 2,200 net. So, you know, I'll take it. That's only 3 days of work for us. 4 days.
Right.
Well, I guess technically it's 4 days, because what we've been doing is I leave Friday morning, run a short load, run Friday night on a normal load, Saturday night on a normal load, Sunday night on a normal load, deliver Monday, and we're home Monday night. So I guess that's 4 days. Okay, Rosie. Okay, she's triggering me. She's sitting at her desk going, okay. God, stop it.
But Charlie, you're special. You're special, Charlie. So.
Oh my God. Look, I don't run low tanks either. I fill up every day that we work. Flat out, even if it costs me a little bit more, and I don't mind going home on full tanks.
Photos. What I'll say about that is, because anti-gel, def,
Right.
got to put that in there. I don't use anti-gel. Never had a problem.
Right.
I just run the engine if it's going to be below 15 degrees.
Right.
I know that I don't deal with those, 50 below up in Minnesota stuff that some of you guys do. So,
Right.
So I've just never needed it. You got the def. Chris brings up a good point, that partial fuel to get you to that good fuel spot. Absolutely. But I want to point out that when we're doing the numbers like this, what we're looking at is the averages over a year.
Right.
Right. You guys have heard me say it before. I do pay attention to my weeks. I do pay attention to my days. As I'm out here, I do my math and I do my fuel shopping and all those things that you do to run the business. But what I really pay attention to is the month, the quarter, and the year. Because then everything averages out. Let's say I have a really wonky week where the fuel price is just outrageous because I'm in the Northeast and I don't have a choice. That's going to screw that week up. But at the end of the month, I can look and see am I still within my tolerance in the averages on cost. 38.6, right? That's what you're saying for fuel surcharge this week?
Yep. And remember, diesel prices had dropped like 5 or 6 weeks consecutive.
And then they went up.
The last 2 weeks, it's been a climb. So when I looked at earlier. I forgot the number. Dang it. I meant to look at it better and put it in my brain. That's okay. I can click. There it is right there. Bam. 362.4 is this week's national average. Last week was 353.0. The week before was 345.9. So that's been a significant jump each week. I mean, that's almost 10 cents pretty much.
Now, this is all, Charlie, this is why it's so important to shop your fuel prices.
There is partial on app, Chris, you knucklehead. You know the little checkbox that says fulfill? Uncheck the box. That equals partial. Look, man, I will punch you. We'll fight. You and me, we're old. It'll be great, but we're getting naked. Okay. Stop it. God.
I remember.
Right?
Remember berries.
Chris, you're making my heart hurt right now. Linda.
So yeah, look at the averages, and I in other groups, Charlie, I'll get into this conversation because especially guys that are looking at getting their own authority, man, I don't know how you guys afford that fuel. Well, because we don't pay the pump price, you jackwagon.
Right?
You get yourself a discount card. You use Mud Flap. If you're leased to a carrier, some carriers, not Swift, pass along a good portion of their discount. Carriers like Landstar, I know their deal at TA is a cost plus. So you got to check that every day to see what their cost was. So
this isn't the mobile app version, Chris, but right here towards the bottom, you'll see this little checkbox, fulfill baseline entry just above notes. Uncheck the fulfill box, and that'll list it as a partial. Just fair warning, there is a little bug that sometimes pops up on a partial, and this is what I will recommend that you do. Make sure that when it posts that fuel up for your partial, that it lists the total miles for that partial fill up. So you have your odometer when you did your partial, and you have the odometer from the last full fill up, right, or the fuel up before. Do the math if it doesn't auto populate. I don't know why it's not auto populating 100% of the time, but make sure that there's a number there so that it doesn't screw the numbers up above that moving forward, because it'll do something weird, and it'll say that like your fuel mileage was 2.8 or something, or like 29 miles per gallon. I can't remember which way it goes. I thought you had to check on.
I think when we were talking to Matt Wright the other day, I think we figured out it was going low.
Yeah, it was doing weird things, and it was because it had not auto populated or auto calculated that mileage. So I actually went into his app and thought, that's not right. I totaled up everything for everything and got an accurate number. I went, okay, so it must be the mileage. It was calculating the mileage because it didn't populate that one. I put in the mileage for that one, and everything worked fine. I am going to look into that deeper. I just haven't been able to do that since last week when I saw the problem. Hopefully I'll have some time this week. I don't know. I got a crazy week this week, so we'll see what happens. Colonoscopy on Friday. Pray for me, y'all. Oh, just saying. It's not the colonoscopy you have to worry about. It's the prep. If you know, you know. But yeah, so you can just uncheck that fulfill box, and that will pretend, or it won't pretend. It'll label it as a partial in your log. Yeah, I'm on an account that has nothing in it right now. It's one of my test accounts. So yeah, I think that'll fix you, Chris. And if not, man, reach out and tell me you're having problems like that, silly. If you'd have told me that, I would have told you a long time ago, man.
Yep. We're really still in testing on this thing. So any problems you guys find, we need to know about them so Charlie can fix them.
Yeah. Oh, Victor's. Is that your average fuel cost this week, Victor? Is that what you're saying? 283. He's getting that Walmart fuel.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Down in Temples. In the Temple. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I should log in our other account and see what is what real quick. Let me do that. It's funny because Rosie's been keeping up on this, not me. So I couldn't even tell you what the numbers are right now, to be honest. No, I just pulled it up here. She talks so good.
Okay, so I'm looking because I'm always curious about this, Charlie.
Yeah.
His average is beating what I can get by a penny.
Nice. So I mean that
That sounded pretty close to what I've been paying in Texas lately. So
that's pretty solid, you know.
yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna run a custom report. Custom range. I'm gonna clicky over here. Let's see what my number. Oh, I should probably share this. Oh, my bad. Here.
Share.
We went to work Friday. That was a weird sound. I was like, "What the heck is that?" And that was clear,
I've got neck and back problems right now, man. I've been down in the Advil.
It was just crazy clear, man. Like it came out of weird places from my speakers. I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah. Apply range. All right. So 2 diesel fill-ups, 2 def fill-ups. Keeping in mind that on Mondays I fill up, so that's why it looks like that. Didn't need to fill up on my first one till that night, and then yeah, the rest are there. So looking there, that's my 40 cents. 19 cents on this other one. That can't be right. Something went wrong there. I got to fix that. What did she did? Rosie put this in.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what is wrong there. There's something wrong with that entry, but I'll figure it out.
Oh my God, don't make me go to the truck and get that folder and input again.
Yeah, we save all the fuel receipts, so you know. Whatever. She's yelling at me. 26 cents as my average right now.
That's good, man.
But you know. Yeah, so this is wrong. This is wrong. I don't know what it's doing. I got something weird going on right now because this is saying my average is 12.0. That is not.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
You know what? I bet you.
What?
I think I just found a bug, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And let me explain what I believe it's doing. And then I can come back to this point. What am I supposed to do? StreamYard, clip this. That marks it. I believe what it's doing is it's taking the custom range and not going that one fuel up behind it. Make the first one the right number.
Okay.
I have to sort that out in my head how to make that work, but I'll make that work. So custom range is a little wonky, I guess. Dang it.
Yeah, we need to be able to release this thing soon, bud.
Oh, is it? I mean, you know. Yeah, so that's I think that's gonna be an easy fix anyhow. So yeah,
cool.
I give you accurate numbers right at the moment. I apologize. I could probably do the math if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Dang it. Hey, found another bug. Just saying. What's it cost to run through Oregon? Was looking at those Montana dedicated accounts. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oregon, I stay out of, period. Because you said it in your previous comment photos. Was watching a poor soul who stayed on the West Coast for Christmas. All his money went to fuel tax. Yes and no. I mean, if he was fueling properly, it probably looks abysmal.
Right.
Because last time I ran hard on the West Coast, I was fueling up in oh gosh, there's that 1.9 in on I-5 Corvallis. That was my cheapest price on ComData at the time. This was before we even knew about alternate fueling methods. So I was fueling up there. Tanks as full as I could get them, running over, you know. Filling it in Ashland to get that top up back up, because then I could make it all the way from Ashland to Phoenix without having to fuel up.
Right.
But it also meant I was not paying any fuel tax into IFTA. So I would get like a $900 IFTA bill at the end of the month. But if you do the math, you got the 10-cent usually differential. I don't know what it is
right now. I just looked it up. That's what it is this week.
Is it 10 cents still?
Yep.
Okay, so you got your 10 cents differential. If you're fueling properly, it looks scary, but if you do the math, if you actually do the math, and if you're fueling properly, your net profits are higher if you're fueling properly. It's a really important place to understand IFTA tax, that West Coast, man. I was just talking, last time I saw him, I was talking to a guy in church, and his dad owns 5 trucks. And you can't get that guy to take a load to Oregon. He just flat refuses. He will not go to Oregon. He'll run California all day long. He will not go to Oregon. Because it's 27 cents a mile, man.
Right.
That's the road tax last time I looked anyway. It's been 2 years since I looked at it. But last I checked, it was 27 cents a mile, and Governor Coates, I almost said the derogatory term for their governor, but whatever. She wanted to pump it up to like 32 cents or something like that. It just, one of the reasons we moved away from Oregon was because, Charlie, it was costing me over $300 in road tax just to go home.
Right.
And you remember when they pumped it up past 20 cents and Switch was paying half of it? They're not doing that anymore.
Right.
I thought that was great when they were doing that.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that anymore. So as a contractor, you got to look at that. You know, like you see quite a few Landstar trucks in Oregon, Charlie. And I would ask them, how do you guys afford to run in here? Oh, I just negotiated a higher rate because, you know, Oregon.
Right.
So if you have negotiating power, right, then you can bump that rate up because the Oregon tax. So yeah.
They're not listing the Oregon road tax on the IFTA site anymore. They used to display it there.
That's because Oregon's too embarrassed to publish it.
Wow, that's a trip. I haven't been on the IFTA site in a while. Yeah, it's completely blank across all fields.
Well, you know, it's not because they got rid of it.
Right? Maybe it's somewhere else in here. I'm going to keep looking to see what I can find. That's crazy. All by myself. Sorry, Rosie's over there trying to fix her computer. Yeah, I don't know. Let me go. What's that tax called in Oregon?
Weight mileage tax. I'm looking at it. Five axles and under, use table A.
Jesus.
Fuck. Sorry. Oregon makes me swear. What can I tell you?
No one heard it. No one heard it.
Sorry, Pete.
And Portland has
Well,
their
according
own.
to this, it's 24.47 cents. I could have sworn they raised it to 27. This is on Oregon.gov, DOT, MCT pages, forms and tables, .aspx.
Yeah, because, you know. That's too much. I don't know. It sucks. That's what it is.
I'm just gonna leave it at that and call it
So
good.
if you're 80,000 and under, you're supposed to go to table A. So let's go to table A. And table A stops at 52,000 pounds,
Oh, nice.
I think. Oh, no, there it is. 23.7 cents. Dollars per mile, decimal fraction. So they didn't raise it apparently.
But you also have locality taxes on that as well.
Charlie, stop.
I know, dude, because like Portland charges their own version,
Yeah.
you know, and God, yeah, whatever, man.
Hey, Chris, we're going to find out real soon what Darth Maul's new lightsaber looks like. I'm just saying. New Star Wars cartoon coming out in a week or so.
Did you get your computer working? Be right back, Jeff.
I don't know what Charlie is doing. Yeah, you're right, Ida. Charlie learning things in real time. You know, I'll be on the phone with him and he'll be at his computer when he's at home. And he'll just stop talking. And I hear his keyboard. And it's because he found something with the app or something. And he doesn't bother to tell me, hey man, I'll call you back. I got to do this thing. No, he just zones out. Blue Lobster. So yeah, photos. That's the 23.7 cents it looks like for the state of Oregon, and that's per mile. So that can really drain you real quick. But again, you know, if you're fueling properly, you know, the example that I was using was because the price of the actual fuel, which you're going to have to do some math on. You don't pay any tax at all at the pump in Oregon, assuming that you have the rate receipt, which all Swift trucks do. Yeah, that permit that says that you don't pay tax at the pump. Okay. So then in California, you got to take what their fuel tax is, which is $1 something. Subtract that from the pump price so that you're comparing apples to apples, right? And then you can see where the actual cheapest fuel price is. And for a number of years, it was going back and forth between California, Oregon, California, Oregon, California, Oregon, almost on a weekly basis. So it was really important to check the route and check the prices. I think that it stabilized a little bit because California just went crazy with their fuel tax. It's up over $1 now, like I said. So fueling in Oregon sounds like the better bet if you're going to do that. If you're going northeast, like it sounds like you might want to be doing, you check the again. You do the math. Take that Washington or Idaho fuel tax, remove it from the equation so that you're comparing apples to apples, and fuel at the cheapest spot using that formula. Yes, Chris, he does answer my calls sometimes. Most of the time, I get an automated message that says, I'll call you right back. And then 6 hours later, I call him back and say, hey, dude, did you forget about me? It's like, oh, yeah, my bad.
Never.
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
I was taking a nap.
Look, Matt was on fire the other day with me because that's the first time I talked to him in a couple months. Just saying.
Yep.
Oh. And then he got me onto the bug fixes because he found some, which was great. I don't mind. Look. When you guys find bugs with this app, you need to let us know. Can't fix it if we don't know about it. And you know, different use cases or you know, outliers on some of the entries and things like that can create weird things. That's in any app. It's not special to us. So yeah, let us know, because when you find those weird glitches, then we can go in and tighten everything up even better. Oh, Jeff's back to his phone. Watch out.
I was having to refresh my memory.
Yeah,
I did. I like that a lot. Michael Fowler sent me a video with a Star Wars chess set.
Nice.
Legos. Yeah. Hey, if you're a Lego fan, by the way, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Paramount Pictures just granted license to Lego to do Star Trek. Yeah, the first Star Trek model just came out. It's only
Really?
$600, Charlie.
Oh God.
It's the Enterprise D.
Oh wow. I bet that's impressive, actually. Oh, Brian, yes, I was successful in getting those Florida portion plates yesterday. I felt very accomplished for a change. Yes, good job,
Nice.
Brian. Man's got his own plates now. Look, one step closer to true independence right there. I'm just saying. I dig it. Dude's making those steps. Always making steady steps forward. I love it. Brian's a unicorn. Just saying. Love that dude. You know what I just realized, Jeff?
We're passing the hour.
Yep. Be right back, y'all. 50 seconds. We'll see ya. You're either running your business like an owner or like an employee. And if you're stuck in that employee mindset, you're leaving money on the table. Company drivers wait for direction. Business owners create opportunities. Company drivers chase miles and just drive. Business owners chase profits and know their numbers. Want to run a real business? Start tracking your numbers. Know your cost per mile and start saying no to bad loads. Drop I run a business in the comments if you're done thinking like an employee. If you want to take this mindset shift further, join the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community at www.rwedrive.com, where we have profit boosting strategies, coaching calls, and real road warriors winning together. Oh, I had to sit down too. My heels were killing me. So I'm in my slippers. They're not great for standing long periods. They're just, they're fluffy. They're not really good for standing and walking around, but whatever. They keep my feet warm. Oh, dang it, Jeff. So what did I miss while I was gone? I heard you talking trash about me, and that's fine. How about the terminals?
I was just going over the math on buying fuel on the I-5.
Gotcha.
I think it's even now where Oregon beats California pretty regularly now that California's got that dollar something a gallon frickin' tax, but
so instead of closing down the Swift terminals, they should have made them truck stops. I don't know, man. Truck stops are a tough business.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Chris likes the Lord of the Rings Lego. So
Right.
my daughter just bought the Shire.
Oh, geez.
Like the Shire. It's huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Took her a while to put it together.
Nerding out us. Look at us. Just saying.
You know what's fun is watching your grown kids. She does pay rent. She does help with the expenses.
Right.
But it's not like having her own apartment. And Mike was the same way,
Right.
living in the housing in college. They buy stuff and you're like, gosh, I wish I could buy that. Nope, I gotta buy food for y'all.
Right. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Mike's got the big Star Destroyer, the one that's the size of a kitchen table.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the heck do you do with it afterwards?
So that's our question, because now that he's married,
Right?
does she give him a shelf? I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, they're
man.
newlyweds and they're going to college. It's not like they have a big house.
Right? Do they have a garage, Jeff?
No.
There went your man cave, sir. Which would have been a laundry room or a she shed anyhow. So let's just be real. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it didn't take long when we bought our first house. It came with an outbuilding shed, and I was like, model railroad. I could put my model railroad out there.
Right?
It wasn't 6 months, man, and it was just filled with stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds about right. Let's just be real. My love, Ida has the flu and she doesn't feel good.
Oh no.
She needs you to go take care of her.
Okay.
Rosie's on her way. She's walking, but
Walking wounded.
Whatever. She's over there like, oh, she's so sweet.
Flu is bad.
Flu is bad. That's great.
Sorry.
Okay, stop it.
I remember.
You're killing me. You remember? I remember. Where are we going now, Jeff? I completely derailed. I got this bug in my head now for this app that I gotta make a note for. I did because I told thing to clip it. Yeah. Jeff, my brain is lost. There's something
I'm
else
looking for stuff, man. I don't know.
I know. There's something I was gonna do and I can't remember what it was. Truck parking club.
Those guys.
Yeah, I seen it. I don't know anything about it really. I don't think I do. You might have talked about it once or twice. I can't remember. I can't remember. The new Sauron helmet looks fantastic. God, now we're getting deep.
This is interesting. UPS looks to cut up to 30,000 jobs this year.
Yeah, I was reading that. You on?
I guess that their Amazon's not using them like they used to.
And Alaska Airlines is upset with Amazon because they said that the freight that they're shipping through Alaska isn't profitable. So they're looking either to change their contract with Amazon or bounce, is what I got out of the article I saw earlier. I don't blame them. If you're hauling freight at a loss, there's a problem. Undertaker says parking club are scammers. What? You guys got to fill us in more on this because I don't know anything. There's a place that I saw. There's a new truck parking place that you got to scan this QR code at the gate and it's gated parking. And I like that. I don't know, man. It seems like a legit thing to me.
Yeah, they're popping up I saw one the other day. Yeah, where was I? I was somewhere where I don't normally go. And it was right next to a pilot. And the signage that they had on the road was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I ended up turning into this pay to park place instead of the pilot.
Right.
Oh, that was that Amazon load that I was telling you about. It got rescheduled because of weather.
Right.
And nobody at Panther told me that it had been rescheduled. The last I heard was just run it, get it there when you can. So I did.
Right.
Oh, no, your appointment's, you can't come in for another hour and a half. Come back in an hour and a half. And I tried to ask the dude, because I don't know how many people have done Amazon, but you don't get a person there at the gate anymore.
Right.
You're talking to a dude through a camera somewhere in the world, not necessarily in this country.
Yeah.
And I tried to ask the dude, when's
My
the
name is
appointment?
Bob.
Because I, as far as I know, I was just supposed to show up whenever. And he had basically hung up on me by then. So
Michael Fowler, they do that smear stuff, Cologuard and that kind of thing. But when I had my appendix problem, I actually had to go in for a full-blown colonoscopy because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't cancerous. And so they went in that way to make sure things were good. And while they were there, they found out here we go sharing. I think I shared before, but what they said was I'm a polyp farmer, and they took out 9 polyps 3 years ago. So now I have to go every 3 years. And there was one that they were worried about that was odd, and yeah, so yep, every 3 years I got to do it right now, which is fine. Look, the procedure itself, I could care less about, honestly. I'm asleep. The last one, I woke up right towards the end and was looking at the screen. I was facing the screen that they were watching to do things, and I was completely fascinated by what was happening. I was asking questions, and they kept telling me, shut up, stop talking, because it makes their job difficult because I'm making things rattle in there. Excuse me. Yeah, that's for a nice shave, right? I want to turn around and make eye contact before they knock me out. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, the mandatory fun time guy, that
Yeah.
LT, he had a brilliant one the other day. He's at the tattoo artist, and he's shaving his chest to get a new tattoo on his right side because he's all full sleeve into the the chest here. And after the guy gets done shaving him, he's like, I've decided I really don't want another tattoo. But hey, could you do the other side for me?
That is great. I just said federal and state governments are actively funding truck parking expansions with recent initiatives, providing over $275 million in grants for 2025, 2026. We'll see. I mean, they need to, that's for sure. We all know that there's not a truck driver shortage. There's a parking shortage, a safe parking shortage, with restrooms. I'm just happy if I can find a safe place to park with a restroom. I don't care if there's a restaurant or anything else, to be honest. But, you see a lot of these truck-only specific parking areas. If by some grace of something, there's a porta potty there, you've found the golden egg.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just, good Lord, man. I don't know. That was always my big thing was fine. Cause I actually prefer to be in rest areas and things like that. I don't want to be around the truck stops. They just, it's too many people, I go to a truck stop maybe during the day for lunch or something, maybe. But I don't want to be there overnight because, God, you got to worry about everybody hitting you. And, Lord help you if there's empty spots next to you, because all night long until that fills, you're going to be worried. Yeah. Like, especially down there on the turnpike, Chris, those oases are nice. Our rest areas are pretty good. A lot of them have been updated recently. There's a couple more to go, but they're fantastic. There's a giant one down there south in, I want to say it's right around Cape Coral. It's off the highway, though, so it's kind of wonky. But that's a big place. A little sketchy, I think, because, I don't know. It's just me. I feel that way. But, yeah, I mean, look, I would much rather be at a rest area, to be honest, because there's less people and it's usually quieter, to be fair. Me talking about quieter, running a reefer all the time. Just saying, whatever. I love when you park in a place and the guys on both sides of you look at you with a reefer and they're like, ugh. It's even better when they move. I'm just saying that's crazy, but whatever. I don't know what to tell them. 180 million just for Florida's I-4 corridor. Wow. That's crazy. But that corridor needs it. Let's be real. Way stations are a nice place to park. They usually have a nice bathroom. Again, that's my big thing, And, there's people there almost all the time, kind of security wise. I don't know. I've never heard of bad things happening at a way station. I could be wrong. And they're updating all the way stations too. So,
yeah, I see on the Facebooks a lot. I'll never park at a way station. They're just going to mess with you. I've never once had an officer come up to my truck when I'm parked in the truck safe haven area.
Right.
Not once.
I'm not gonna lie. If we do a shift change at like a way station, or we did stay at one overnight, I do probably the best pre-trips that
Oh, absolutely.
you know what I mean? Because I guess there's a little part of me that thinks, oh, what if they see me not do something right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I do amazing pre-trips there. Just saying. But yeah, never been messed with, to be honest, you know. So I don't know. I guess back in the day it used to be a big thing. California was notorious for it for a while.
Well, they don't let you park at their way stations anymore. So
Right. You know, it's crazy. I don't know.
I actually stopped at the port entry for Oregon there on I-84 one time and went inside and asked the officer, hey, are we allowed to park here overnight? And the lady was just like, you know, I wish more people would.
Right.
At the time, the next truck stop was on the other side of almost to Cabbage Hill.
Right.
You know, so she was like, yeah, I wish more people would. I mean, there's a bathroom right there. It's always unlocked. You know, yeah, it's not a truck stop, but, you know.
Yeah. You know, if you're one of us and you're cooking food more than not, those places are great.
Mm-hmm.
Places like that are fantastic. I used to be a big fan of, you know, the wide road turnouts back in the day. Like in the middle of the absolute nothing desert was one of my favorite things to do.
Dude, going up to Lake Moses in Washington.
Right.
Freaking beautiful up there. I used to park in those turnouts and just go for a walk down by the creek, you know?
Yep. For me, it was the desert, man. I love to go for a walk out in the desert and walk a couple miles in one direction just to see what I can see, you know, and then walk back. And that's back when I first started, when I was still fairly healthy.
Did you realize that most people will tell you that once you step out of your truck in the desert, you've seen it? No need to walk.
They're crazy, man. They're crazy. I love it. There's all kinds of stuff to see if you bother to look, you know. Plenty of water too in the right deserts. I'm just saying, those plants will give you all you need. It's a little weird, but it works. Barrel cactus. Oh, they're great.
Yeah, you know that that guy, that DOT guy.
Yep.
He put a question up on his Facebook page. Do you worry about DOT inspections, and if so, what do you worry about?
Nice.
It's a good question,
right? That DOT cop on YouTube, y'all. Just saying, check that dude out. There's a link to his channel in our description as well. I like that guy. He's a Vermont DOT guy, I believe. I wish he was in Vermont because I'd like to go actually visit him. But I ain't going to Vermont. Not any time of the year am I going to Vermont. Just saying. Yeah, Missoula, Montana. Rosie and I went swimming. What is that? What's that highway from 84 up to Lewiston? Yeah, Snake River. It was cold, but we went swimming in that thing one day. It was hella hot outside, and we got in there, and it was, man, that was nice. A huge turnout out there. You could just walk down there, and oh gosh.
Yeah, I went swimming in the Colorado River here a few months back. It was nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That dude, like that DOT cop, like seriously, he's got to be the single greatest source of DOT type information out there, because now, mind you, he's giving you how he works, and not all DOT cops work the way that he does. But his approach is that he's not one to interpret. If there's, you know, if you can just read the law as it's stated, or the regulation, that's what he follows, and that's what he holds the standards to, you know. And I love that about that guy.
Yeah, he just did one. The last one of his I watched was what to do if your ELD crashes on you.
Right.
And he gave, you know, I think 3 or 4 steps of the things that you should do.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, of course, step number 1 is call your carrier.
Right.
because they're ultimately responsible for getting it fixed. And he hit this up, you know, I'm like, well, duh, everybody knows that, but they don't.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, Charlie, how many guys actually know you can only be on paper logs for 8 days?
Right. Yeah, that guy's
know?
freaking fantastic, man.
I remember when Swift system really took a dive, and they had to get a waiver from FMCSA. We were on paper logs for what, like a month and a half?
Yeah, that was terrible. There's a lot of people doing shady things for a month and a half, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. And people admitting it.
Right. Openly.
Yeah, there was a post, guy was talking about how he ran 72 hours this weekend.
Right.
And boy, did he get blown up by that community.
Yeah.
And so my comment, of course, was, well, word came down from the FMCSA 2 days ago that people involved in relief efforts are exempt from the hours of service regulations until February 6th, I think it is.
Right.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, well, it's all over Facebook if you're following trucker stuff.
Hey, you better stop with that logic.
Well, and you know me, because I don't trust everything that I see on Facebook, right? Because I'm not an idiot. So I looked it up, and sure enough, and it lays out, you have to be hauling this, or this. It's not
right.
not all of us are exempt, folks. You have to be a direct support of relief efforts.
Right.
So, but yeah, dude probably made some good money.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, dude, so when we left out Saturday night, we went north up into Atlanta, and the Ag Center on our way out had, dude, I bet there was 15 trailers there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just parked trailers, all blank white kind of trailers. They were dry van and reefers sitting there, and I think they were just staged FEMA type trailers.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of neat. I'm like, man, there's some money to be made right there. I'm just saying that FEMA stuff can pay, boy, but you know, you also can sit around for an awful long time and do nothing. Which some
I
folks,
talked to a few guys that did Katrina relief, and they were staged in that stadium,
mm-hmm.
and they were getting paid $400 a day to sit there.
Yeah.
So he said, now there were a couple of them said this. So, you know, if a couple guys tell you the same thing, it's probably true. But I guess they had packed so tight in there that it was hard to get out of your truck.
Right.
Because they were so close together in that stadium. But I guess they had really, you know, they had catered, just like if you were deployed.
Right. Yeah.
Those catered meals that we got.
Yep.
Showers, the shower trailers, all that stuff.
That's awesome. And look, those loads pay a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the pay schedule works as far as when payments come out. I mean, I imagine that it could be a 90-day net, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Could be 6 months for all I know. If any of you have ever run like legitimate FEMA loads, put something in the comments about it, because I'm curious about it, to be honest. I mean, I literally have a truck that I could drive if I wanted to, that I could set aside just for FEMA emergency stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know. I talked to somebody one time, and they said that you can actually get away doing FEMA without DOT numbers as long as you've got insurance and some other things. And at the time I wasn't listening real well. So, you know, I'd be interested actually to find out some more information on that, because that would be kind of cool.
So I'm going to share this, Charlie, for those of you that are in our Swift Contractors Corner Consulting Group private Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Rome asked about percentage pay.
Right.
Today. And, you know what I told him, Charlie. You need to build those relationships, because you should be talking to Brett Stewart about this. That's how you get on those lists. But this guy that's a member of our group, Jay Pear, apparently he's on it, and he's posting screenshots of the rates.
Oh, there you go.
So you might want to go, those of you that are in that group, go check that out. I might go in there. We might go in there and make that a sticky.
He said sticky. I got jokes.
Yeah,
Bless you, my love.
but it's the first time I've actually seen anything, so it's I find it interesting.
Right.
I haven't gone through and ran numbers yet on his screenshots, but so yeah, we do have someone in the group that's doing it. We should probably reach out to that guy.
I did not see Michael Fowler's question earlier.
What question? I missed it too then.
He was asking about Jeff. No, that ain't it. Hang on. Where was it? I just saw it on the YouTubes. My YouTube was frozen. I'm scrolling. I think it was quite a ways back.
It's the juice that kills you.
No, he was asking about the partial fill-ups on the app, and I don't know if Michael. I don't know if you heard the what I was telling Chris about it. Let me know if you heard my answer to Chris, because he was actually talking about the partials. And if you didn't hear that, let me know and I'll retouch on it again.
So I'm not sure what photos means. They are not offering percent to benefit drivers. Oh, to benefit drivers. It's all one sentence. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is a concern because, you know, the company, any company, this isn't a bang on Swift, because business is business. They're not going to do something if they're not benefiting from it. So, you know, our personal hang up, if you will, that's a really bad way to put it, but hang up, if whatever, is transparency. Where are they getting their data from? Do you have access to that data to check the rates yourself?
Right.
That's the biggest thing. If they've got that, then I think it's a better program. But you know,
cool, Michael.
Yeah. So the test group was given the option to not have to be there for a year.
Right.
I know that.
I tried to talk him into every quarter.
Yeah, you knew that wasn't going to happen, though.
I know, but it was a good try, I thought.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? They say no.
Right.
Which they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, that's correct. It's an all-in, no fuel surcharge.
Did they finally decide that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an all-in.
Well, the last time I really paid attention to it, honestly, it was still up in the air whether or not they were going to have a fuel surcharge or not on top of the rate that you were paid. And anybody got oh, Jeff just vanished. That was awesome. He just completely left the studio. I bet he hit something, not hit a button. Right. Oh, look, he's back.
I pushed a button.
Yeah. But they still hadn't decided whether or not there was going to be a fuel surcharge added to it. Sorry, I was reading that. So if that's the case, I mean, you really need to know your numbers in.
Yes, but T-Bone brings up a good point. But do they offer 99-cent fuel with that?
Right, T-Bone is on it. I mean, right? God.
Well, you know, when we were actively involved in talking with the powers that be about this, that fuel surcharge component was a big discussion. Did they want to do all in, or did they want to do a lower percentage plus surcharge? And you know, whether it benefits us as the contractors or not depends on what the rates are.
Right.
You know, the caution that we've always told people: be careful what you wish for. Right? You go on percentage. Well, what if the rate is $1.50
or worse?
65% of that. Yeah, I mean, we've seen rates as low as in the 80-cent range,
right,
in the last 2 years. I mean, it's rare, but it happens.
So I don't believe this is
Play, baby.
a legitimate statement.
Go play, 'cause then I'm
Uh, What he said was, it's not the actual lane rates, it's their rates for running the lane, including what customer and product. I don't believe that's an accurate statement, because if that were true, they would then have to disclose their rate cons, which is why they were wording it the way that they were. Because if you're offering a percentage pay based on your rates, you have to provide that information. Swift will not give you rate cons, period. That's a hard no for them, because they have really proprietary prices and things like that. And you also would have to calculate in the fact that, some of these rates actually include, trailer pools of 100, 200, 500 trailers, which skews what the rate con would show. Because maybe it shows for $7 a mile, but that's because the trailer pool is built into that rate con for everything.
Yep.
And so they couldn't do that. The rate that their wording is the average market rate for the lane you are running in. Our
Yep.
problem with that is we don't know whose market rate they're using and how to verify that. That's been my problem all along. I think they'd be better to say just flat out, this is an all-in rate. Oh, don't tell me he's back. Hey, Narc.
Yeah, that's my opinion as well.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it should just be an all-in rate, because you know what? There's no arguing that. You look at it and you say, hey, I'm going to take that. It's worth it to me, or no, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to verify, nothing to cry about afterwards.
This is what we're offering.
Yeah. It's just, it is what it is. And you do it or you don't. That to me is the perfect system. And they have every right to say, we're not negotiating. This is the rate, period. And I actually don't mind that model.
Well, that's what truckstop.com does.
Right.
There's no negotiating on that platform. The rate is just the rate.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
That's hilarious.
So I shouldn't take my custom Western Star over to Hirschbach.
Man, you managed to squeeze that in there, didn't you?
I did.
That was like a shoehorn, if there ever was one. That was like a size 18 girl squeezing into a size 2. I'm just saying.
Happens every day, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's always been our thing. Again, I'd like to see some numbers on it. That way we can, because that's one of the things, Charlie, is it's a different business model than what you guys are doing now.
Absolutely.
And so there's going to be a learning curve. Again, my Landstar fetish, right? I talked to a lot of BCOs over there, and every one of them, you got. I already have chicken lights on my truck, just not the trailer. I was saying something though.
Yep. Something. Narc's throwing squirrels at us, bro. I love it.
But if you talk to the BCOs over at Landstar, the honest ones will tell you, look, man, you're going to take a pay cut for about the first 6 months to a year.
Right.
Because the successful guys that I talk to, they're not going to the load board. They're not getting their freight off that load board of theirs. They built relationships with brokers over time. And these brokers will call them when they know they're in the area and say, hey, I got this load I need done.
Right.
And they've proven themselves reliable with these brokers. So the brokers call them.
And they know what kind of rates you like to run.
Right.
There won't be a whole lot of haggling back and forth most times, because they when you establish that relationship, they're like, all right, look, I know I'm not going to get them for a low ball,
Right.
Because that's what I ran into with that broker program we had back in the day, Jeff, was he knew I wouldn't take anything below what Swift's rate was. unless I specifically called him and said, "There's nothing in this area. I need to get to this area, and I'll take whatever you got."
Right.
You know, but that was, you know, a calculated move. Other than that, he knew I wouldn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he also knew what I would like to get, right? So usually what I got was somewhere between that and the bottom. And that's usually where we started, was that middle point, you know, and we could say, oh, you know, you got a little bit more. I really don't have any more. I can put it in this. That's fine. And I believed him because I had a long enough relationship with him that, you know, whatever, silly or not.
Now we're talking about changing the name of chicken lights to turkey lights.
People will gobble it up. Ah! Sorry, reading comments. It's all free, D-Bone, including the bumper to bumper warranty. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
11 knows Todd needs that. Oops, did I say that out loud?
That guy. Just saying. That's funny. No empty miles, no fuel surcharge, all in rate. Crazy.
It depends on the rate.
Yeah. I think
It
putting
really
a blanket
does.
statement like that is not cool. I mean, it's your opinion, don't get me wrong, but I think that, you know, as long as you know how to run the numbers. I mean, I used to run all in rates all the time.
Yep.
And I mean, it just was what it was. So I calculated, all right.
So photos, let's say there's a load on the load board and it's paying $350 a mile. It's got 100 deadhead on it.
Right.
It's paying $350 per loaded mile. Would you take that? That's the all-in rate, $350 a mile. So you got to calculate, when you're calculating your rate per mile, when you're doing this though, you have to count in your empty to get your true rate per mile. Because again, it's an all-in deal. And 350 is double what you're making now. So, and what if the rate today is $1.50, Charlie? You take a pass. Or you make a decision, because if it's going to another market that you know is higher market, maybe it's worth it. It's just a different game, man.
Yeah. But a lot of people get into it and they're not looking at the numbers. They're just like, oh, they see a number that they think is good because they don't know what their number, how many people have we seen, Jeff, that don't even look at their settlements or understand anything on their settlement?
Right.
I mean, we've literally had people contact us and say, you know, I've been a contractor for 4 months and I don't know what my mileage rate is. How do you not know this? But whatever. You know, so right now, let's see what I make. Dang it. I forgot. They still haven't fixed this portal on my computer, Jeff. I can't see my mileage rate. I got to do it.
Or let's say that you're sitting. I have to be careful here.
Right.
South of Atlanta by 50 miles. You're sitting at that crappy TA. And you're looking at the load board and you see something that goes, I don't know, 260 miles and pays $700. That's more than you're making now, right? So you got to, the point is you got to do the math on this stuff. That's the other thing, you know, without getting too much into Swift stuff that I've noticed, Charlie, is that the load board seems to be, I think they're working on the percentage side of the load board and not on the general freight side of this load board.
Right.
Because these guys on percentage apparently are getting loads, right? But I see screenshots every day of an empty load board nationwide from guys that are just regular OTR.
Right.
So I think that might be a thing. Yeah, and that's a good strategy. Photos. One guy was running short runs on percentage.
Yep.
Stringing them together. Yeah. If you can do 2 of them in a day.
Yeah, as long as you can stack them and work them like that, those are
I'll
fantastic.
tell you, being in the part of the industry I'm in doing expedited, it's hard work doing that. But it can be done.
Yeah, it's something. Again, I think it just all falls back to actually understanding the numbers. To make a blanket statement that an all-in rate is crazy, I disagree. You're always look. I love having these discussions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shutting you down or anything like that. I just don't agree with the statement. Nor does anyone need me to. You know what I mean? We can have discussions like this, and that's what I like about this community. Is we can actually talk these things out and not hate each other when we're done. Unless you're Todd. What that slip, Jeff, that was painful.
Or coach.
Right? Bump that dude. My most recent favorite statement from a contractor is I always fuel at Love's for the points. Oh my God, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I fuel where I get the cheapest fuel.
Right. Look, we've had those discussions, literally, even without a fuel discount card, right? What is it like? Exit 152 or 150 right there on I-75, Jeff. You got the Loves on one side of the interstate and the QT on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And the QT could literally be 50 cents less than the Loves.
And people go to the Loves.
And they go to the Loves because I want the points.
Well, there's that one in Colorado on I-70.
Right?
The QT across the street is always about 30 cents a gallon cheaper. Pump price, not my discount, but pump price. I fuel at Love's once per month for obvious reasons.
Exactly, Tim.
So yeah, where to get the cheapest fuel is going to depend on your lane too, because there's certain lanes where TA beats Loves. There's certain lanes where Loves beats TA on the program I'm on. So I have to be pretty diligent on shopping for fuel every day.
Right. But these guys that say things like, I only go to Loves for the points. Okay, if you're maxed out on points, what is that? I don't even know what the max points are right now. Okay, yeah, you get a shower every day. Awesome. But you're paying 50 cents more per gallon?
Doesn't pencil out.
Let's say 100 gallons.
Remember before we got on the ES card, Charlie, I was finding those little mom and pops.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saving an average of $40 a fill up. Well, a shower's only $18. I'm still ahead.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And when we laid those numbers out over the course of a year, it was dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, 10 grand a year for most guys running solo that they save by going to, ES or truly shopping for fuel.
That's a really nice vacation, by the way.
Okay. I don't know many jobs where you can just go, I'm going to change one thing that I do that's going to take me 5 minutes of my day and make me an extra 10 grand.
Yep.
And it took what, 5 minutes of, oh God, I stressed out my thumbs, Jeff.
Okay, so Tim's in the house again. Tim's the one that's making that AI movie, right?
Yep.
When are you releasing that, Tim? I saw that you were in the final stages of getting it put together. When can we watch some superhero Tim stuff?
Right. He puts out little clips here and there.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I want to see them all strung together. Yeah. He seems to have been having fun with that. I've enjoyed.
Yeah, he had a bizarre post the other day, and I was just shaking my head because he's got people telling him, "Why are you wasting your time with that?" And I'm like, "The dude's got talent. What are you talking about wasting your time?
Leave him alone." Why are you worried about what he's doing with his free time? He's doing all right. He's doing what he can. And I mean, right, truck problems are what they are lately.
Yeah.
Tim, man, yeah, you're at a point. If you can get through this, Tim, you're going to be good on the other side. That's what I have to say. So, as long as you make it through, you're going to be all right. Oh,
Yeah, for those that don't know, Tim owns his truck outright. He's in the midlife crisis maintenance.
Right, yeah.
And it gets expensive, absolutely. But if you can get to the other side of it, all those parts are brand new, so they should last the same amount of time. It's just, it's all about managing the finances, right, Charlie?
Exactly.
And we'll be the first to tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy to leave $25,000, $30,000 in the bank. It's going to stare at you. It's going to want to get spent. Life's going to happen. But if you can manage to do it so that when you're in that midlife of your truck and you're needing to replace like the one box or the this or the that, you could just stroke a check. And if you could do that, it's cheaper than trying to lease another truck. Absolutely. So then you got to look at it this way, though. How many more years do you think you're going to want to drive, Charlie?
Right.
That's the conversation you and I had when you went from ownership to leasing trucks again.
Right.
You don't want to be driving in 10 years.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense for you to buy another truck.
So quick service announcement for those of you who didn't know, for you Swift contractors, the 1099s that they sent out are completely wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Like mine says I made $20,387.89.
Hey, I'll take that. IRS, I made 20 grand.
Right? That's my gross receipts.
Where's my SNAP card?
Oh my God. Yeah. I saw a post on the portal today, and I'm glad that. So my brother just walked in with the mail and handed that to him. I was like, oh, look, that's the 1099. So if your 1099 that you have in your possession does not have the box checked that says corrected, it is not accurate. And they had a decimal point problem, Jeff.
Okay.
They moved it too far to the left. It should be showing up. Mine just showed up today, Tim. But yeah, so it's useless though. I mean, you could infer what it really is, but it's not useful for tax filing or anything right now.
So I'll say something about that though. If you have an accountant or if you're using QuickBooks, either one, you should know what your numbers are.
Right. But yeah, they did say that they're working with a third-party vendor to get the new 1099s out as quick as they can, and they will be listed as corrected. They'll have the checkbox on it, check that state that they are corrected 1099, and that's the one you're going to use for your filings and all that wonderful stuff. Really important that you don't use that one because you're going to be wrong by a lot. I definitely made more than $20,000 this year. Just saying. Gross. This is gross receipts, right? I know there's a lot of guys out there that have way higher than what mine's projecting, but that's fine. It works for me. Swift has a Kenworth 200,000 miles, a huge deer guard, $680 a week. Yeah. What year is it? I wouldn't get it. I'm just saying because it's Kenworth. I'm not doing it. Yeah. Nor do I want a big deer guard on it. I'd make them take that off.
We have one guy that calls his Kenworth his Lego truck.
Right? Narc, they probably aren't wrong. You old guys forgot that the gross number includes the Trump overtime and tips calculator added already. I love you, man. 25 for 680. Oh, I guess that's about right. Yeah. Because the 26s went up.
Did they?
Yeah. Not much, but a little bit. Like my Freightliner 696. But that's okay. So that's funny. It was supposed to be like my granddaughter just walked up. Hi, baby. What are you doing? No, baby, you got to go find her. I'm doing my show. I love you so much. Now get out of here, little monster. Beautiful. I love you so much. Threw me off. Oh, settlement, truck payment. So my truck payment is $696.17. It was kind of funny because Michelle was like, "Oh, you're not gonna have to put the down payment down on your brand new truck," and I'm like, "Cool."
Mm-hmm.
And they said that my truck payment was like $670 something or whatever. Yeah, when it was funny because I didn't even catch it in the contract. Truck payment said $696. Well, I caught it and I just was like, whatever. I don't care, And when I asked her about it, I'm like, Michelle, why is the payment this? She's like, I'm not sure. I'm like, you said it was going to be this. She's like, I know, right? When I did the math, it turns out that the little extra that's on my weekly truck payment,
$2,500.
yeah, equates to the down payment amount that should have been there, and which I was perfectly fine paying up front. I was ready for it either way. I just thought it was funny. I mean, it really doesn't change anything. I ended up keeping the cash. It's a dead even. It's not like there's interest on it. It comes out to the exact number at the end, so that's fine. Whatever. I just thought it was interesting. Yeah. So my 26 Freightliner is $696 with the down payment included in that price.
Okay.
$2,500. So yeah, and the 25s were a little higher on the. No, they were lower in the rate. The 26s went up because of the extra stuff they've been doing. Tax refund last year, $250. This year, $666. You get a refund? That's fantastic. Just saying. That Deer Guard's worth $10,000. Check it out. It's probably worth $10,000 in fuel mileage loss. Just saying. Not just the weight, Tim, the shape, the surfaces.
Yep.
God, I mean, some of them things can actually cost you almost a mile per gallon. It's insane.
Okay, I gotta I know we need to wrap it up, but I gotta say something here.
Go for it.
I have seen so many AI videos,
right,
in the last week with the storm and everything. It's starting to really bother me, Charlie.
Yeah.
And there's been some AI videos of some, shall we say, controversial events in the nation
God.
the last couple of days. And here's the danger, folks. There's people that believe that those are real.
Right.
Even after you point out what the flaws in the video are, they still think it's real.
Right.
That's the danger of AI. I know that you and I, Charlie, we're using it for business and we're enjoying it
right
for that purpose. But man, there's a danger there.
For real.
Somebody could do a deep fake of the Pope saying something and cause a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at the hands. Always look at the hands. But they're actually getting better with the hands now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 arms, 6 fingers facing the wrong direction. But there's people who say, no, that's real, man.
Right. So a video I was working on for the app, I'm actually building it completely with AI. It's an AI version of me and everything. And one of the times I stopped on a scene, I had 2 thumbs holding my phone. It was bizarre looking. It was absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, I did see that one, Tim. He posted one where he was a used Freightliner salesman.
Look. That is today's world.
Yeah.
It is. Trolling 101, right? It's just when it's really serious stuff, though, man.
So the trolling thing, Narc, I know you're really good at that and you enjoy it, but I got to tell you, I'm a big Star Trek fan. Okay. And the amount of trolling going on over this new series that they just put out, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy,
Yeah.
is unreal.
Oh my God.
People are just arguing, calling people names. It's dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria on the internet. It's crazy.
Yeah. We got to wrap this. You guys, we'll sit here and talk this stuff all night. I think it's one of those days. So yeah, Jeff, what do you got, man?
Hey man, keep that rubber side down, and remember, with no action, there is no traction. So get at it.
That's what he said. That's what he's. I can't bend my wrist. Stupid thing. Hey, look after each other. No one out here looking after us but us. Beware of the crazy AI stuff. Yeah, just saying. Nobody out here looking after us but us. Sorry to go back to my beginning. And we'll see you right here next week, 6 p.m. Coach has left YouTube over 15 times since I've been around 2022. Damn it, Narc. You doing a live tonight or not? That's what I need to know. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Wish me luck on my colonoscopy prep. Good God, the water. Just saying. Those who know. Anyhow, we'll see you guys next week. Be good. Be safe. And don't die.